it's Narelle here, and welcome back to a new video. While me, my brother, and my sister was out, we happened to stop by a store named Ollie's. Ollie's is like Big Lots, but it's cheaper somewhat. So I was like, you know what? I might as well just pick up art supplies to do the cheap art supply challenge with. And none of these brands are Crayola because I feel like Crayola is up there. So I wanted to get brands that I normally wouldn't pick up for myself. So the first two things I got was a pan of watercolors and a pack of brushes, and the watercolors costed 99 cents exactly, and the brushes costed 79 cents. They were originally $1.79, but they dropped it down by $1 to 79 cents. And so I'm gonna open them up just as a first impressions thing. So I'm gonna move this, and the reason why I got the brushes is because I'm not using this brush. So I'm just going to use the watercolors, and as you can see, the watercolors come with a very nice selection, and it actually gives you a really nice skin tone right here. So I'm pretty excited. But as you can see, that watercolor is coming out the pan, so I'm not really that surprised with these because these were only like 99 cents, so you get what you pay for. So hopefully I can use these. I'm thinking of just using these as my main medium because I need to work with the watercolors more, so we'll see. So now I'm going to open up these lovely brushes. And I'm not going to review these until I get to my speed paint, so you will know my reaction when I get to the speed paint portion. So on the back of the brushes, it does tell you how to care for them. They say they're soft natural brushes. They have plastic handles. You have 5 flat and round brushes included. They want you to wash them with soap and water after, and do not let the paint dry. I knew that from my paint class. I thought someone was calling me, but they want you to store brushes upright so the water can dry down. So my first thoughts of these is that they look really nice, so I'm going to take them out, this tape that they have on them. So the first one you have is this really nice pointed brush. I think they have that glue stuff on them, so I'm going to have to wash them to kind of give them, you know, the real softness they need. But that's the first one. Here's the second one, and this is a little bit more pointy. So yes, and these really feel like they've been glued down, like they are hard, as you can see. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, y'all put too much glue in these brushes. And here's an extra fine tip, which is probably what I'm going to use for my shading. And like I said, it's really hard and it's really pointy, so I'm gonna have to wash this. And it comes with 2 flat brushes, so this is the first one, and this one doesn't feel that hard, so that's nice, but it feels stiff to me. I don't know why. And this is a longer one, so yeah. But to be honest, it feels like it has the same plastic that it has on here. So I'm just like, you know what, this does not feel natural. All of these feel natural, but these have the same plasticky coating as this. So I might not even use these to fill in spaces. I might just use those 3. So that is it for the brushes and the watercolors. The last thing I picked up was a pack of colored pencils because I love me some colored pencils, and this is the Homework brand. I've never heard of this. Okay, so my camera died, so I'm gonna test this out. Not test it literally, but feel how they feel. So this is how big the pencil is. You might not be able to see it, and there is the brand's name right there, and they do have really nice close points, and I am very excited to use these because I like trying out new colored pencils. So yes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get my drawing done before I actually use these. And no guys, I am not gonna do the drawing based on what the colors I have because that's cheating. I'm just gonna pretend I don't have these supplies and then look at them when I need to color the video. Not color the video, color the drawing. I'm like out of it. So yeah, so that's pretty much much all I got for my cheap art supply challenge. I didn't go out of the way to buy glitter and all that mess. I just bought all the essential stuff that you will need to make a piece, which is watercolors and colored pencils. So hopefully you guys will enjoy what I come up with. So I will see you soon. Okay, so we're finally at the speed paint portion, and I decided to draw a little quick head shot of my character Aiko because I've been really into her lately. So I decided to draw this on an index card because I didn't want to use good paper because it is the cheap, or it should be called affordable art supply challenge. And I wanted to tell you guys, hey, I didn't cheat. I used everything that you could possibly buy for like $1. So I actually glued 2 index cards together because I wanted that durableness that watercolor needs. So it worked like a charm, and the paper did not buckle at all. So try that out sometime because I really like it. So I'm just going to talk about the stuff that doesn't need much explanation first, and then I'll go into the part that needs more explanation. So as for the brushes I am using, I love them. They're so good, but the only thing I don't like about them is that the people lied. 2 of the brushes were not synthetic, and those were the flat brushes, and the bristles of them were the same as the brush that came with the watercolors. So I'm like, I see how it is. I'm not using you guys. And also, some of the bristles do fall out of the synthetic ones, but again, they are kind of cheap, so I can't really complain much about that. So that's about it for the brushes. As for the colored pencils, I have a lot of complaints about them. Okay, so I originally went into this drawing saying, hey, I want to do what I can with watercolor, and then I will use my coloring pencils that I got for the shading. As soon as I put these over the watercolor, you couldn't see them. Like, they ghosted on me, and it was hard to get that vibrancy that I wanted. So I only used the colored pencil for the skin, which you will see in a bit, because I felt like with the skin, the less vibrancy of the pencils made up for the detailedness of the skin, if that makes any sense. So I love the fact that they were really light and tolerable, but I didn't like the fact that with the watercolor you couldn't layer them to get a nice effect. So now for the main meat of this video is the watercolors themselves. I have a lot to talk about, but I don't have as much time as I wanted, so I gotta go fast. So I'm going to start off with my pros. So the first pro is that they're vibrant. I love the high pigmency, if that's a word, of these watercolors. As soon as you put water on the brush, as soon as you put that brush on the paper, they show up like a dream. I actually swatched out the colors, so I will add a picture of that at the end so you can actually see how vibrant these things are. Another thing that I really like, but this can be a pro and a con, I like that they dried fast. So maybe people want watercolors that dry faster, because a lot of us artists do not like when watercolors are they just take so long to dry. But then there's a con to that, because what if you want to add more pigment to the watercolor? You're going to have to wet it a few times just to get that paint back in. So that's the reason why I'm just like, it can be a pro and a con. Also, they are very easy to work with. They're just watercolors. Like, how hard can it be the work with watercolor? And they blend very easily, but again, this can be a con as well, because I had a hard time getting these to come on top of each other, but I will talk more about that in the con side. But I love when colors blend a lot easier, because I don't want to take 20 more minutes out of the speed paint just to get these to blend. So my cons for these are that, again, I already said they dry fast. As soon as it's dry, it has a weird outline around the paint. So I don't know if you guys like that, but for me it was kind of when it dries and you put water over it, it reactivates a lot. So okay, so I was running out of time, but I'm just going to continue on from what I wanted to say. But with these paints, they reactivate easy, and I think that's a pro too. But you know, when you want the colors to stand on top of each other, you don't want them to actually blend and mesh together really fast. So that's a con in my eyes. And that was it. that was pretty much it. So I enjoyed working with these supplies. Please, guys, do not treat cheap art supplies as crap, because they're not. These supplies were made for kids, so of course they're not going to work in the ways that we want them to work. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.